This is Kayleigh Mcenany. I'm going to call her Mcenany. Kayleigh Mcenany. That's her new name. So she's saying that there's going to be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration, echoing what Mike Pompeo said. Let's watch. This is this morning, actually. This is something I saw in my 5 minutes of show prep.
A stockpile that was left empty by Obama Biden that he's filled up since then. He's left an infrastructure in place where COVID can be handled, and we believe that we will do so going forward in a second Trump administration.
All right, and
again, the poll I just cited, what, 52% of Republicans think that Trump won, right? That's interesting. That's certainly, like, there's a lot of interesting things going on here in the Trump world. And again, this is like, and I want this to be explicit. I want this to oh my God, Dougie Foucault. I'm Canadian. We've had election trouble with Dominion voting machines. Oh, you're Canadian and you've had election trouble with Dominion voting systems. Dougie in the chat. Really? Well, it sucks for you. That also that I wanted to talk about was the Elections Canada Twitter page saying that they don't use Dominion voting systems. Elections Canada does not use Dominion voting systems. We use paper ballots counted by hand. So you're telling me, Dougie, in the chat room, you're Canadian and you use Dominion voting machines? How come your official government is saying that they don't use Dominion voting machines? Really interesting. It's possible that they do and that Elections Canada is lying, but hey, it's possible. It's possible. But either way, again, I'll talk about that in a second here. But the idea that the Trump administration is doing this whole we're moving on with a second term, they're like doing like, you know, restructuring at the Pentagon, they're doing a restructuring of the Defense Department. They're doing all this bullshit, right? It really, like, this is a moment in history. We have never had this happen before. And so there's a lot of electorally skeptical people, and I'm electorally skeptical myself, that criticize me from the left, saying, hey, you should focus more on this and that and, you know, fuck the election stuff. Now, I agree I should focus more on that. But at the same time, I think the idea that there is a presidential administration that is pretending that they did not lose, and it's now almost been 3 weeks. Has it been 3 weeks? How long ago was the election? It's been like, yeah, it's been like over 2 weeks. Okay, so it's been like 2 weeks and then like 1 day. So it's been like over 2 weeks and they still haven't, they don't believe in the idea that they've lost an election. They don't believe in that an election has even taken place. Right? They think that this is like some fraudulent, like, kind of like movie narrative. It's bizarre. It's super duper strange, right? And I think that this is a very important moment in human history. Now, I could just be up my own asshole, right? It's totally possible. But one thing I really like doing, and one of the main things I like doing with my YouTube show, and with all of my experience going to protests, right? Like, one of the main things that made me start going to protests and becoming a protester and becoming more politically involved was, like, there are these people, right, like the right-wingers, that are just batshit fucking Looney Tunes. Like, they're batshit fucking Looney Tunes. Like, the more and more I realized how crazy right-wingers are, like, the more and more I got interested in how the fuck they became what they became, right? Like, the idea that you can see all the information that we see right now and think that Trump is the president, like again, I want to study that. I want to isolate that, and I want to figure out how these conspiracy theories work. That's been kind of my little thing here. Like, that's my little thing, is that I just want to know what the hell's going on. And you can say maybe it's ineffective. You can say maybe it's a waste of time. And those are all probably true. But I just want to say, again, that I think this is going to be something we need to deal with over the next couple of years. Is we're going to have to figure out how to deprogram some of these people. Now, do I think that all these full-on QAnoners can be converted to normal people? Not really. I know that there's a certain percentage of them that are too far gone, and I'm fully aware of that. But I think we need to try our best to deprogram as many of these people as we can. And that's something that I'm super interested in. That's something that I'm thinking I'm the most interested in. I want to see how these people act over the next, like, 2 years. How they're going to act. Like, are they still going to be in favor of the cops? Is Blue Lives Matter still going to be a thing? In a year from now, in 2 years from now? I wonder. I wonder. I really do. I really wonder. I don't know. I'm not sure. If Trump runs again, that's probably just going to take up all of that shit and keep it going, pumping it with fucking medications on life support for another 4 years. Right? But if Trump doesn't run again, there's going to need to be some sort of autopsy going on. Now, I personally think Trump's going to run again, and we're going to have this conversation another 5 years from now. But, or God forbid, 9 years from now. But, God forbid, 13 years from now. But, I think it's certainly something worth thinking about. How the hell did these people become this way? I don't know, and I would like to know. And that's been something of a heavy interest in mine. So I'm just throwing that out there.